Actually spent an extra day in Amsterdam. And I was trying to be mature enough to not go down. Sorry, I got to move this fucking thing. I was trying to be mature enough not to go down to the red light district, you know. Right across the street where I was staying from was the Vincent Van Gogh Museum. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to give another museum another chance. Because I get anxiety when I go into museums. Because I go in there and it's all this smart shit in there. And I could give a fuck after the first exhibit. Like, I literally just want to run through the place and get out of there. And, but I went to the Vincent Van Gogh one and I absolutely loved it. I loved it. And for the first time, I think I actually appreciated art. And I hate to say this, I think half of the reason was I went by myself. There was nobody else there. So I didn't have to, I'm always like 20 miles ahead of anybody who I go to a museum with. You know those fucking people you go to a museum with and they actually get the headphones and the recorder. And they just go from exhibit to fucking exhibit. They got to watch every goddamn film. And I should respect people like that, but I don't. I hate them. So, anyways, I went to the Vincent Van Gogh Museum. It's insane. They just have his paintings hanging on the fucking wall. Did that just sound dumb? I don't know. It was always a zillion miles away to me, right? So, I'm looking at them. And as amazing as they were, I was still in and out of there in 35 minutes. And that includes going to the gift shop. I walked in, and the first thing I saw was he drew a picture of, like, he was taking this art class, and he had to draw, like, a picture of, like, the skeleton or something like that, a painting. Draw a picture. Paint the fucking human skeleton. So he painted it, and in the end he put a cigarette in its mouth as, like, a fuck you to his teacher. So immediately I like this guy. I like this guy. He's not some goody two-shoes, right? You forgot to assign his homework. He's not that guy, right? He's the guy who's going to have the fake ID and go get you some booze in the fucking late 1880s. So I looked at all of his shit, and I really liked it. There you go. That's as deep as I can say. I didn't really like his chalk period. He's painting with chalk or whatever. The black and white shit I wasn't into, but the thick paint with the lines, I was into that. It was great. The further you stepped back, the more it looked like what the fuck he was painting. And then when you got up close, it looked like a bunch of lines. How do you do that? You know, he can't stand 40 yards away with a long paintbrush. They didn't have that technology back in the 1880s. They didn't. Don't even tell me they did. You know, they looked closely at his paint. He had a bunch of sand and leaves in it. The guy was out of his mind. The only thing I don't like is he cut his ear off. I don't like that part. You know? It's a dumb thing to cut your ear off for. Although some people would say love is the most important thing in life. But you know what? It's not worth, I don't know, turning yourself into Marvin Nash. You're like Mr. Blonde and Marvin Nash all at the same time. Jesus Christ, it's fucking horrific.